Alright, so today I decided to platinum Mafia 2, and oh boy, it was a collectible nightmare. But if you're looking for a game with naked women, drugs, and guns, then this is the game for you. And if you get lucky, your parents will let you play it, unlike if you tried to buy GTA. In the beginning of the game, we're introduced to our favorite character, Vito Scaletta, and he's with his homie Joe Barbaro, and they're trying to rob a little bit of stores, do petty crimes, but no, Vito actually gets caught up with the cops, and somehow the fat guy escapes. But anyways, the cop lets us know that, hey, we're either going to do time or we're going to have to go to the army. So guess what we choose? Yeah, we go to the army. We go to invade Sicily. After invading Sicily, Vito realizes, hey, this is not the lifestyle for me. On his way back home on the train, he is greeted with an old friend, the one we met in the beginning, Joe Barbaro. And we find out very quickly that Joe is connected with the mob somehow, and he finds a way to get Vito out of the army and back home for good. So with that said, Vito goes back home and he finds out, oh, my family owes a debt. So we get into a little fight with a little loan shark that his dad used to owe back in the day. So yeah, we get a trophy after that mission's done. You're not done! Right after that, I got a little quick trophy called Collector's Item for picking up my first Playboy magazine. And little did I know there was like 50 Playboy magazines, but that wasn't even the hard part. Later, we find out that it's going to be 189 wanted posters, and I'm like, bruh. The next thing we had to go do was go retrieve a car for my homie Brewski, and we had to go to the hood for this one. And after we retrieved the car from Brewski, we got a little trophy for it. Back in business. Then after that, we go back to the homie Joe Barbaro's crib, and basically, we don't do anything for the rest of the chapter, but we do get this nice little pinstripe suit, and if you know, you know, Tommy was wearing that one back in Mafia 1. Home sweet home! After that's over, our mom actually tells us to go get a job. I know, right? Who actually wants to work nowadays? But we have to go down to the dock and go meet up with some guy named Derek, and basically he tells us to go do a job where the employees weren't working, so he wants us to go rough them up. And we get into a couple boxing matches, a couple fights with the employees, and then we get a little trophy at the end of that. Next, we get to meet up with Joe at this bar, and one of his friends come through named Henry Tomasino. And basically this is like Joe's connect through the Mafia, and he wants us to do a little job where you have to stick up like I guess a national building post office or something. But basically he wants us to go in there and steal some stamps. So we go in there, we sneak in, do a little stooping around, knock out a couple guards, and then we finish the mission, and then we get a trophy for it. A professional. After robbing the little post office thing, we find out that we actually have to go sell the stamps to local gas stations around the neighborhood. So we do that in a like certain time limit, and they give us a little trophy. And technically this is a little missable, but not really. It's kind of easy to go to all the gas stations.
The Royal Air Force appears to have severely
crippled the Nazi terror. Right after we finished doing that, I was driving back to our crib, and basically we got a little trophy for flying in the air with a car. I think like every game has this, even Watch Dogs 2 had this trophy. Rich or die flying! I didn't mean to get that. Our next trophy came from just finishing the mission because the chapter was still going. And after selling all those stamps and stuff, they just gave us a trophy for it. The price of oil. This is a trophy farm, bro. Next, we went to go meet up with the homie Joe again, and this time we were gonna go rob like a little jewelry store. But in order to do that, we had to go pick up some lockpicks, so we went to go do that. Then when we got to the jewelry store, we were like rudely interrupted by some Irish dude named Brian O'Neill, and basically he ruined our flow, and the cops started to pull up, but we ended up getting away. And during that mission, I got a little trophy for killing 50 enemies, and yeah, we got another one at the end of the chapter. The Enforcer! Sure. Night shift. At the start of the next chapter, we actually get into a little fight with somebody because he was like arguing with his woman, I guess. But we actually try to go like stand up for the woman, and he actually ends up knocking us out, and it was kind of embarrassing because that was my first loss in the fight. But there's more to come, don't worry. But anyways, we spin back, and then we actually beat him up, and the lady actually starts hitting on us, and yeah, she gives us a little pat on the chest, and we get a little trophy for that. Hey, I'm stopping by. Okay, so believe it or not, we're actually going to be able to do some Mafia business finally. But anyways, we meet up with this guy. I guess he's part of the crime family that we're trying to get into, and he tells us, hey, you got to pay $5,000 to get into the family. And I don't know about y'all, but I've watched a lot of Mafia stuff. You never had to pay to get inside of the Mafia. So I already knew something was a little up, you feel me? So we go do like a little job with the homie Henry and the homie Joe, and then at the end of that mission, we get a little trophy.
Good spirits.
Now, I have no idea who snitched or how we ended up in this situation. But anyways, 2 detectives pull up to our crib and basically they tell me, hey, you're going to trial, man. You're low-key looking at up to 10 years in prison. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like how did this low-key happen? Like, who snitched on us? At first, I was thinking, hey, the homie Henry or the homie Joe, like, low-key snitched on us. But nah. I guess our lawyer was low-key trash and we got in jail for 10 years. But as we went to jail, we had to go meet up with this guy named Leo Galante. And Leo Galante's the GOAT, let me tell you. But anyways, we started doing some work for him and then we started doing some fights. We win a couple fights. We get inside of his little, like, clique, I guess. Then he tells us to go kill Brian O'Neill, the guy that ruined our one stick-up with Joe. And after we do that, we find out that, hey, Leo Galante got our sentence signed down to 6 years, I believe. And then, yeah, we get out of jail. And, yeah, we get a trophy at the end of that chapter. You're supposed to kill him.
It all worked out just fine.
Time well spent.
Never found.
After getting back home, Vito's actually already finding himself in some trouble. He meets up with Joe, obviously. And Joe introduces Vito to his friend Eddie. And I guess Eddie's part of this other crime family. After things didn't go too well with the other family, we found out that, oh, the fee that they were charging, yeah, they're not supposed to do that, as I expected. And basically we go out at night and we party with Joe and Eddie, and we get one of the funniest clips in the whole game from Eddie.
We all got our reasons.
Well,
Yeah.
because you know, I don't want to end up like my old man. And
Oh no. Yeah.
look, I figure nobody's gonna help me, so I gotta help myself.
You do. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Scram, baby.
Yeah, you saw that, right? The homie Eddie was actually getting topped off. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta give my boy his flowers, bro. I didn't know he was pimping like that. But basically, Joe and Eddie end up getting super drunk, and we find out that Eddie's hiding somebody in the trunk of his car. So we have to go up to the hills and bury this person. And I just have to say, this is probably the best mission in the game, just for the vibes, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it was absolutely hilarious. And they played this banger in the car, and Joe and Eddie started singing. It was absolutely hilarious. And then we got a trophy for it.
Oh, Vito, do not change that station, okay, Joe? It's Dino.
You guys kidding me with this?
Turn to me. It's only my favorite song. My dear, I'm so
Oh my God, what you know?
See you tomorrow, Vito. Good night.
Last respects. So these next few missions are kind of boring. So basically what we do is we go with Joe to go sell some cigarettes, and the plan goes to shit. These greasers come through and they blow our whole truck up on fire. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a terrible idea because Joe absolutely pops the greaser leader. And then we go with Derek to go take him out and like shoot a couple of greasers. And then after that, we get a little trophy for buying a sharp suit, I guess. And after that, we go and we actually get initiated in the family, and Leo Galante is actually there to watch, and we get 3 trophies for all those. Next up on the to-do list, we had to go do a job for Carlo Falcone, and basically we're gonna go invade the Clementi house, and we're gonna go over there and we're gonna try to blow up the place and kill everybody inside. And Joe's big idea for this was we're gonna pretend like we're janitors and we're gonna be working there and cleaning up spills and stuff. And after he places the C4 under the table, we blow it up. But then we find out that we actually didn't kill Clementi, so we have to go track him down, and then we actually kill him, and then we get a trophy for it. Hey, Joe. Checking out. Next, we actually end up trying to put on our friend Henry, and this goes probably as horrible as it possibly could have. We ended up actually getting him a job in which he had to try to kill Leo Galante because they didn't want Leo Galante to be the one to know that, hey, the Carlo Falcone family is actually going to start selling dope. So they sent Henry on a mission to kill Leo. And since we're so loyal to our boy Leo, which we should be, he got us out of prison 6 years early. We actually go over there and we warn Leo, hey, Henry's gonna come over here. And I end up doing this mission, but I actually have to come back and do this mission again because I forgot that you have to go hide in the sheets and exit a certain way to get a trophy. But yeah, after we do that and we warn him, we get a trophy. But may I preface that this trophy is glitched, so if your gate is not breaking when you get to Leo's house, you have to close the app and go back in. But yeah, I just thought I should say that. Our good friend. Next, Henry comes up with a bright idea. Let's start selling our own type of dope, right? Let's start making our own money. We can make almost 70K doing this, okay? So anyways, we go to visit a loan shark, which is the same loan shark that Vito's dad actually borrowed money from, and Henry borrows money from him. And then after all that goes down, we freaking pull up on Henry with Joe, and he's getting slashed by 30 million Asians. And then we actually see the Asian guy that we were making the deal with from before. And so we go to his building, the Chinese dragon, and we actually kill him. And then we find out that Henry actually was a rat. And then we get a trophy after that whole mission is done. Chasing the dragon. Chop chop. Now, I'm not going to say too much. You guys knew it was coming. Joe and Vito actually have to go kill Tommy Angelo in this game too. So after we do that, we get another trophy for it. The Mafia never forgets. Now it was time for one of the hardest missions in the game. Well, it was supposed to be at least, but for me, it wasn't really that hard. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. But anyways, we had to go kill Derek, the guy that we got a job from at the docks. Basically, we figure out that, hey, this guy is actually the one that killed my father. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to go get some get back. And after we finish that, we actually get a trophy for it. Out for justice. I ended up getting a quick little trophy for selling 5 vehicles at Brewski's scrapyard. After all that, we actually find out that Joe was actually being kidnapped by Frank Vinci, the other mob boss, and the reasoning for this was because we started a war with the Chinese, I guess. And after we went to go get Joe back, we took him to the doctor, and then we got a trophy after that mission. And I worked. Now, this is the last mission of the main story, but obviously we have a lot of trophies left. But basically what happens is we wake up in our crib, and then we get a call from Eddie, and he's like, hey, Carlo Falcone wants to meet up with you. Like, he has some stuff to talk about. We're like, all right, for sure. And then when we go outside, we're greeted by Leo Galante. And he basically tells us that we really screwed up. Like, everybody wants us dead. We're wanted men. So now we already know that when we meet up with Carlo Falcone, he's going to try to kill us. So we go to the observatory, and, you know, this mission, oh my goodness, this is the hardest mission in the game, for me at least. And basically after we made it all the way to Carlo Falcone, we find out, oh my goodness, that's Joe. Like, Joe's actually finna freaking backstab us and things of that nature. But anyways, me and Joe like end up actually teaming up and killing Carlo Falcone. And then during this mission, I actually get the last Playboy magazine. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, finally, it was a long time coming. You feel me? Little 50 Playboy magazines. But I ended up getting the last one. And then we get a bunch more trophies at the end of this mission. Now it's time for the hardest part of the grind, the collectible grind. This game is known for having too many collectibles. But basically, first up on my list, I had to go back to chapter 2. And I went to do like some type of missable trophy. I was going to fix this girl's engine for her, and I got a trophy for that one. Next, I went to go fully upgrade the engine to one of my cars, and then I got 2 trophies for that one. Next, I escaped with Leo using the sheets this time, and they gave me a whole trophy for it. My next trophy was for driving a car faster than 125 miles per hour. My next trophy came from staying over 35 miles per hour for 5 minutes. The next trophy came from using 30 different vehicles, and this was easy if you had the definitive edition. Next, I went to go knock out a couple old heads at the dock so I could get the next trophy. For the next trophy, I just had to survive for 10 minutes with 4 stars, and for this one, I just went back to chapter 4 and I sat behind a rock and let cops shoot me. I got another trophy for killing 5 enemies in rapid succession. Next, I have to go back to where the Irish people burned down Vito's house, and then I basically just have to kill the guy that was trying to run away in the car, and then I get a trophy for it. I get another trophy for selling 5 vehicles to Derek's dock. Next one came from robbing 5 stores in 5 minutes. Then came the most painful part of this collectible grind, and I'm not even joking when I say this took me 4 hours to finish getting all the collectibles. Actually, I think it took me 5, and the reason it took me an extra hour was only because I had a glitched poster. One of the posters weren't showing up in the right spot, and I had to keep reloading my game and hopefully it would come up, and it actually did come up, so thankfully it did. But yeah, there are glitch trophies in this, and it was actually a nightmare. But after I did that, I only had 1 more trophy, and after I got the last trophy, which was to drive 50 miles with a car, I ended up getting the last final trophies, and then the platinum popped up. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and shit on the game, you feel me, but this game's collectible grind was the worst thing I've ever done in my life, I have to say. It was way too much. It was just too much. There was no reason to do that. It made the game way less enjoyable. But I will say the story, I enjoyed it way more than Mafia 1. I think it's a better game. I like the characters more. The scenery's better. I hope this game gets a remaster because it deserves it. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe.